Firstly, do us both a favour and save your screams. I haven't the time nor energy to subdue you as well, as I need to conserve my energy as best as I can. Secondly, your guards are truly pathetic. This one went down in one punch, and this one in hardly any more effort than the first. And both were asleep on their feet. I'd tell you to see to that, but there truly is no point in even bothering. The last that I will say on the matter is that your safety and protection must be the first order of business from here on out. Right. A proper introduction is long overdue. Please excuse my rudeness, Your Highness. Careful, Your Highness. Wouldn't want you knocking over the candles on either side of your bed and starting a fire, now would we? God's willing, we won't encounter anyone else on our way out. My apologies, I still have yet to introduce myself. I am Arwen of House Oberon, High Elves of the Ethereal Isles, and forever servants to justice, peace, and protection. Now that the formalities are out of the way, we should gather a few of your things and get going. We have a long journey ahead of us, and not enough darkness left to cover us properly. We'll be needing a satchel. I know that I've given you no reason to trust me, but at this moment in time, I am all you have. Your last hope if you want to make it out of this castle, onto that horse down below, and onwards to safety. So, I suppose what I ask of you is, how badly do you want to live, Princess? How dedicated are you to the continuation of your existence? Because if it is at all near the level in which I regard my own life, we best be going immediately. Well, we won't get very far if you don't remove yourself from your bed, Princess. I've already packed you a few clothing items I believe will best serve you as we cross the various terrains on our journey. But if there is anything you hold dear, anything that will bring with us the comforts of home so you can keep your focus forward, by all means. I did not mean to upset you, Princess. I merely meant to convey to you the importance of you moving forward. This may be the last time you ever see the palace you've called home all of your life. I know that is a heavy burden to bear, especially handed down to you all at once by a complete stranger. But we haven't the time for coddling and hand-holding. Are you ready? We may have to go out the window after all. Well, I'm not pleased either. You should have thought of that when you delayed our departure with all of your unnecessary and pointless queries. We are about to have all the time in the world on this journey to our temporary home, so ask me your questions then. We haven't time to go down on our own. Hold on to me. Quickly, Princess. I liberated this horse for our first portion of our journey, but there was not time to disguise him. I'm afraid the bulk of our journey will have to be on foot. I've got you, Princess. Make sure you get plenty of water to drink. Don't be shy. I don't mind taking the time to feel the water skins again before we continue on. I'm not sure how to begin to explain the reasoning for my journey to you, but I can tell you that had you not come with me, you were set to be executed by first light. Did you not find the guards directly outside of your chambers to be out of place? I understand you have always had guards, but it was my understanding that your mother wished for you to have a more typical upbringing, to be aware of your responsibilities as a noble, but not defined by them. I did know your mother, yes, long before she was wed to your father. She and I met when she was but a child, still living in the village at the base of the great hill, working alongside her own mother to sew dresses and costumes for the nobility. She was so much like you. In her looks, the manner in which she carried herself, and even in how she refused to heed my warnings. Before your birth, before her ascension to the throne, your mother and I studied under a very powerful witch together. She was the talented one, with an abundance of gifts, and I, the slow learner, who longed to be recognized by our mentor, and even more so by my parents. Your mother befriended me and took it upon herself to teach us both every scrap of spellwork, divination, and enchantments we could manage to gain access to. It was in learning with her that I finally came to know and understand myself, and I'm hopeful that getting you to this safe space and to our mentor can have the same effect upon you. With that being said, we are going to have to traverse some extreme terrain to reach the access point. There will not be time for me to manage you. Do you understand? I understand that you were not built or trained for any of this. And while I'm sympathetic to your plight, I am more concerned with your mental fortitude. If I were to say to you that our final destination lay not only in our own time, but in another, would you be willing to continue placing your trust in me? Time is not linear, Princess. It is constantly happening all around us. There is no forward or backward. Everything runs concurrently. And it is our job to unravel that as best we can. When we reach the access point, we will be met by someone much better suited than I to explain these things to you. What I can say is that your journey is only just beginning. There exists along the timeline another whose talents rival any witch we have heard tell of. She is in another time, but will soon make her arrival just outside of the access point. In her efforts to assist a lost green fairy witch who actually belongs here in our time, she will lose herself and tumble into our world. Her arrival was foretold not long before your mother came to power. That same seer spoke of a daughter to be born unto her who would go on a quest with this mysterious girl. The two of you will do things that will alter our time and hers for eons to come. But first, we need to get you someplace safe to rest. Come along, Princess. Your future awaits.